objective. I can talk about past events. First, let's learn there was and there were. There was and there were are used to talk about facts or events in the past. We use there was or there wasn't with a singular noun. For example, there was a football match last week. There wasn't an Olympic flag until 1920. We use there were or there weren't with a plural noun. For example, there were silver medals for winners. There weren't any games because of war. Exercise 1. Complete the examples from the text on page 64. Then choose the correct words in the rules. One. There was an 11-hour 40-minute match. 2. There weren't any gold medals. Rules. 1. We use there was and there wasn't with singular nouns. 2. We use there were and there weren't with plural nouns. Exercise 2. Complete the text with affirmative and negative forms of there was and there were. The first marathon. 2,500 years ago, there was a war between Greece and Persia, and there were a lot of battles. There was a big battle in a place called Marathon, which the Greeks won. This was important news, but there wasn't any internet, and there weren't any telephones. So a man called Pheidippides ran to Athens with the news of the battle. He ran about 41 kilometers. There weren't any good roads, so it was a difficult journey. When he arrived in Athens, he died. For your information, won is the past of win. Ran is the past of run. Exercise 3. Complete the sentences with affirmative and negative forms of there was and there were. Use many, any, or a and an. $2,500 ago. 1. There weren't any rich footballers. 2. There were many chariot races. 3. There was a country called Persia. 4. There wasn't a sport called skateboarding. 5. There were many messengers. 6. There weren't any iPads. Exercise 4. Write 8 sentences about your country 100 years ago. Use the words in the box. For example, there weren't many cars. Here are the sample answers. There was a war called Perak War. There was a sport called sepak takraw. There wasn't a Malaysian flag until 1950. There wasn't any internet. There were many immigrants from other countries. There were a lot of poor people. There weren't many good roads. There weren't any iPads. Exercise 5. Use it. Work in pairs. Compare your sentences in exercise 4. Now watch the video and learn was and were.
Ah, look, Pip. You were a beautiful baby.
Was I a happy baby?
Yes, you were.
Was I a hungry baby?
Yes, you were.
Was I kind to my little sister?
No, you weren't.
I was hungry. I wasn't kind.
You were happy. You weren't kind.
Exercise 6. Complete the examples from the Olympics timeline text on page 64. Then complete the rule. 1. Hiroshi Hoketsu was a competitor. 2. It wasn't in the Olympics until 1988. 3. Golf and rugby were events for the first time. 4. Women weren't competitors until 1900. Rule: was and were are the past forms of is and are. Exercise 7. Complete the sentences using affirmative and negative forms of was and were. In the past. 1. Things were different. 2. Sports stars weren't richer. 3. I was younger. 4. Everest wasn't higher. 5. Transport was slower. 6. People weren't taller. Exercise 8. Complete the sentences with was and were and your own ideas. 1. When I was younger, my favorite sport was. 2. The number one song last week was. 3. My great-grandparents' names were. 4. My favorite films last year were. 5. My favorite day last week was. 6. When I was younger, my hobbies were. 7. My last meal was. Exercise 9. Use it. Work in pairs. Compare your sentences in exercise 8. That is the end of the lesson. To do the exercise, you may click the link in the description box. Do like and subscribe to see more lessons like this. Happy learning!